These are my kind of standard of AI era, AI kind of employee. So let's just start a journey. I mean, the way I kind of started with my group is I just first kind of, in middle of 2023, kind of generative AI, at that moment I found AI assistant coding is an area where you can get a reliable benefit. Many other areas, focusing on RAG, all those areas, it's mixed result. You got a lot of hallucinations, a very bad thing about the AI. But for coding, because the coding by itself, you have to test it with, you have to run it. So that itself is objective testing about the quality of the result that give you an immediate benefit. So this is the area I want to push to my group. So at that moment, I first told my group, from now on, I never want to see anyone to write code line by line. I hope you can generate code functional by functional and feature by feature. People was joking about my email, but I mean, in order to really show you can do that, I was kind of a manager for quite a few years. I didn't really touch technical part for a few years. But at that moment, I decided to just try it. So during one weekend, I used a language, JavaScript, I never used before, to come up with a kind of web extension app. This is kind of AI Pal. Right now it's using inside Merck. Of course, that's kind of an improved version. I shared this, I basically tell them within a weekend, I, as a manager, which was not supposed to be technical, and come up with this app, and you can use as useful. So that was a shock. I mean, a lot of people begin to pay attention to this. Even like a lot of other people begin to ask like how to do this, and then that's a moment where people begin to touch this thing. But still, people were moving very slow. And most of the time, you know, people in the company, they consider that's a way to make a living. So, I mean, learning is an extra thing. Not many of them willing to keep doing. So, when I face this situation, I just said, probably I have to try a different way. The way is I can form an AI club. So this is the idea is basically kind of, I think if I have a club, and because I'm manager, I give people to work directly with me, and that is something, a motivation. And also, meanwhile, the case here is like, I only need 3 of them to demonstrate how to do it. Once they show their AI-driven capability, other people will follow. So start from a small group of people is something probably I can do. So the idea is AI club. But I put the criterion pretty strict. I said I only need 3, but these 3 work with me, but they probably have to expect working during nights and weekend so that they can learn this. At that moment, I consider, because that's the way I did it, I assume everyone will do it. But quickly, 3 people kind of, the 1 hour after I sent out the email, 3 people report. I said, okay, we have all 3 people that we need. So we kind of, I mean, I'm very happy. I said, wow, they are kind of really eager to do these things. But suddenly, kind of quickly, kind of, my excitement kind of fade away. Because once we begin to operate, every week we will have a club meeting. So the club member normally have their own responsibility in their existing field. They are very demanding in a lot of cases. They occupy literally all their 8 hours, sometimes nights and the weekend. So they don't really have a lot of extra time to learn it. And also the AI kind of was at that moment moving very fast. Like I remember, if I give an AI presentation this week, if I do a presentation next week, I have to change 50% of my slides. That's the speed that they kind of moving fast, moving forward. And some of the team member, after they kind of in the club, like follow what I suggested how to learn it, after 2 months, he literally told me, my brain is exploding. I just can't catch up with all this kind of speed. And also, there is kind of things wrong in my design. I just tell them, go there to learn, and then come back, share what you learned with the club member. I didn't really give them any well-defined task. So like this explosion kind of information, all the main job, everything piled together. The whole club just like routinely, like after 2 or 3 months, they came here with kind of nervous and like they have to say, oh, I didn't really do much. So I know something is wrong with all this design. So, but during this process, there are indeed a surprise. Something I didn't expect happened. This surprise gave me this kind of extra, how to say that, saying, oh, what I tried was not wrong. The surprise is, while kind of my general AI club at work moved in a very slow pace, but something happened at home. Like, kind of when I coding kind of at home, my wife, who already kind of retired from around 20 years of career in a hospital, begin to see like, wow, this looks like easy and fun. Like she said, I want to do this. So at the end of 2003, beginning of 2004, she was just like a few days, she was sitting beside me, learn how I do this AI coding. And she quickly began to do it on herself. Fast forward like 2 years, more than 1 year from now, I think she developed 4 production level, commercial level software. 3 of them are used by some of our kind of organizations. 1 is even used to run a small like money-making business online. So I mean, this is really encouraging to me. Of course, kind of the case here is like she was kind of, although she got her master in an engineering field, but she was never a coder. And in the past 20 years, she spent all her time in medical field and then like a documentary making field. She was never touched anything about coding. When she was first doing this thing, she was Google, what is the server? What is the client? She lacked any basic concept in this field. But at the end of the day, she can just kind of build the software. That's very encouraging. So she literally is telling me one thing. This whole thing is changing. I mean, the software development, the whole area is changing. So you have to keep trying. So, so I decided, what wrong with this? I ask people too much. I ask them to work, learn during the nice weekend about the AI. So all I have to do is I probably have to hire a dedicated person to really do this, learn this. So I hired a very capable person, a PhD graduate from New York University, and her major is in AI. I mean, everything fits the description of a successful kind of a leader in this field. So I also clearly saying 50% of your time is only about AI. You don't do anything else. And I really hope he can transform the dynamic in the club. He can bring some energy to the club. But surprisingly, in the following week, the following kind of club kind of week meetings, she constantly deliver progress that I estimate only take her a few hours for that. So I initially considered that's her attitude issue. I said I was hiring a wrong person because she was not motivated doing things. Later on, I found that indeed that's another flaw in my whole design. So as a new hire, she fit in. She fit in the culture. And the club formed a bad culture. The club has been operating for many months with very low progress. That's a new culture in the club. When she joined this club, she considered that's a culture she has to fit in. So she was pretty angry when I said she was not making enough progress. She literally said, nobody making more progress than me. So I guess this is a moment where I realize new technology demands a new way of working, which in turn require a new work culture. So based on the lesson I learned, I have to decide probably later 2024, I said we dismiss this AI, generative AI club. And then I will form a dedicated generative AI team. I will hire dedicated people for this team. So since the end of 2024, I hired two new people and then allocated a third people's half-time, and myself and some other people form a new, I call it generative AI area in my group. Literally, this is a new area. It's allocated time, allocated people for this. And so, and also I learned a lesson is like, I will not tell them, just go ahead, learn whatever you learn and share with me. I've said, you have to finish this complex full stack web service within 7 months. None of them had any experience. And this forced them to give up all what they has been doing. They have to use AI to do it, because otherwise they can't achieve this. So this dedicated team operates totally different from the beginning. They learn from each other. Of course, they compete from each other. And also, kind of somewhat like 9 months later, each of them finished one AI-powered web service, which has both front-end, back-end database, a full stack, which normally take an IT team, a whole team develop for a year. But every one of them, without any experience, they all finished within 7 to 9 months. And so this is kind of demonstrating the unprecedented productivity in this AI era.